Welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. I'm Peter Gross, co-host of the original Wild Kingdom with Marlon Perkins and Jim Fowler. When Wild Kingdom aired in the 1960s and 70s, many episodes documented wildlife research efforts. Marlon and Jim accompanied scientists all over the world to observe animals and their natural behaviors. Some of the techniques you'll see in tonight's episodes are no longer necessary by today's standards, but the work is still just as important. Wild Kingdom took viewers to the far corners of the world and cultivated an appreciation for animals and their habitats. Marlon and Jim showed us the importance of preserving the natural world, not just for animals, but for our quality of life. And that's good news for all of us in the Wild Kingdom. So sit back and enjoy Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom is presented by Mutual of Omaha.
Welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. The return of the sockeye salmon is the closing chapter in a remarkable life story. We think of fish as either freshwater or saltwater animals, but the salmon is both. After hatching in fresh water, sockeyes swim downriver to enter the salt water of the ocean. There, they make 2 or 3 great annual circuits before the call comes to return to the streams where they were hatched. Hold it, WK. I think they prefer to stay in the water. WK isn't really much of a fisherman, but the wild animals that come to the stream banks in great numbers during the salmon run catch many fish when they're not fighting among themselves. But nothing short of death can stop the sockeyes. It's a grueling journey. The sockeyes enter the rivers wearing their silver-blue ocean colors, strong and fat, but they undergo dramatic changes in appearance on the way to the spawning grounds. The story of the sockeye is a fascinating one, and it reaches its climax with the return of the salmon.
Summer, and an Alaskan valley blooms below a giant glacier, melting in the warm sun. The icy torrent floods the banks of a valley stream. There, a timber wolf waits as years pass, knowing the waters will fill with fish when the sockeye salmon make their run. On a favorite perch, a snowy owl surveys the bank, as 2 marmots carefully watch the wolf from their den. They've shared this bank with the snowy owl and a young otter since summer began. Now the otter and the owl spot another animal arriving. A red fox, like the wolf, drawn to the stream by the promise of salmon. Near the great fountain of chill water flowing from the melting glacier, a third traveler nears his destination. Fighting treacherous footing and blinding glare, a grizzly bear crosses the frozen wilderness, bound for the valley ahead. A glacial stream of near-freezing water blocks his path. Protected by his dense fur coat, the grizzly continues on. The widening stream is a sign that the end of the glacier is near. The grizzly has crossed this icy wasteland to reach the valley where he knows he will soon find salmon. Now, climbing to the last ridge of ice, the bear finally comes within sight of his goal. He's reached the edge of the glacier. His journey will end here, in the valley where the salmon will spawn. The tumbling cascade of chill water pours from the melting glacier and flows into the valley, swelling the spawning streams. The grizzly's destination is near, just beyond the glacial floodplain and its rushing waters. The bear's approach hardly stirs the snowy owl, secure on its perch. But the wolf tenses as it sees a dangerous adversary. This part of the stream is claimed by the grizzly. When the salmon enter the stream to spawn, fishing will be good in this shallow water. Escaping easily with superior speed, the wolf joins her two young pups, gnawing on the bones of a winter-killed caribou. From their den, the marmots watch carefully, but the wolves are unseen behind a rise of land. Hunting has been poor, with the caribou herd scattering once snow gave way to grass. Now, all that's left are old bones. They must rely on smaller prey. Satisfied that the way is clear, one marmot wanders off to feed, but the other stays near the den. As the wolf pups come closer, the marmot spots them, ready for retreat. Now, the pup sees him. The young wolves are no threat now. The marmot is far out of reach in his underground home. But they've cut off the other marmot's escape. The pup soon learned that the marmot's sharp, chiseled teeth give painful bites. The marmot is a fearless fighter, and with a badly bitten nose, the pup abandons his prey. The mother is attracted by the commotion too late. The pups have only the bone to visit. The marmots watch the predators from the safety of their den. Today, they won't stray far. With nothing to satisfy their hunger but the sun-whitened bones of the caribou, the wolves wait for the salmon to arrive in the nearby stream. The grizzly, too, anticipates the run as he feeds on roots dug from the stream bottom. Soon he will be chasing the wakes of fast-swimming salmon.
The grizzly had established his claim to the fishing spot, and just in time. The salmon were coming back from the sea and entering the river.
Leaving the vast ocean behind, millions upon millions of sockeye salmon jam the river mouths. struggling against the pounding current, answering the call back to the streams of their origin. A gauntlet of predators waits. These skillful fishermen take a large toll. Brown bears, drawn to the rivers by the silver-blue salmon. Swimming through rapids, leaping up roaring falls, the sockeyes must confront current and predator. Most make it past the fishing bears, but many never reach the spawning grounds. Without pause, they continue. A silver-blue tide surging inland, salmon returning upstream, always against the relentless current. Finally, they enter valley streams, remarkably changed. Flame red has replaced the blue ocean color. In spawning dress, the salmon will complete their odyssey. Now females swell with eggs, and the jaws of the males have enlarged into savage weapons for the territorial battles ahead. Seeking the same stream, the same spawning grounds they hatched in, they're guided by an incredible sense of smell. At every fork, each chooses the right path home. Following the waterborne scent that marks it as theirs, some enter the grizzly stream. A lone gull watches as the salmon enter the quiet water, their journey over. This is the time the predators have waited for. The gull moves closer to wait its chance. The gulls have followed the salmon, feeding on what predators leave. But the bear will not share his stream even with these scavengers. Fishing is easy in the shallow water, but holding on to the catch can be a problem. The grizzly searches again for a flash of red. The bear will soon have another catch. The water is full of fish. And the fox's hunger overcomes his fear of the grizzly. From its perch, the snowy owl watches as the fox chooses a poor refuge, an abandoned wolverine den, dug out by the curious pups. He takes shelter inside as the wolf family approaches. Now he finds escape blocked as the pups return to continue their digging. Too late, the pups have spotted. Now their mother discovers the fox trail below. Finally, she sees the fox. Soon, the odds will be too great. The fox heads back to the stream, and wary of the grizzly, the wolf gives up the chase. Again, the fox decides to invade the bear's territory. Unlike the large, powerful bear, the fox cannot handle a live salmon, and so patrols the bank in search of fish washed ashore. Once more, the grizzly claims the spawning stream. This stretch of water belongs to him and to hundreds of blazing red salmon.
The salmon were at the peak of their spawning run, and in the bear's stream, fishing was good.
Leaving its perch only to hunt for the rodents it feeds on, the snowy owl has not been bothered by the stream's visitors. But now, the owl's perch is finally threatened by the wolf. Reluctant to leave its roost, the owl ignores the wolf below. But the tiny tree is too easily shaken. Its perch no longer secure, the owl must seek another. A lazy hunter now that salmon litter the stream banks, the wolf heads for the water as the otter searches the bank for small prey. He finds the wolf waiting. The wolf has not expected such a fierce battle and decides that scavenging the banks for salmon is much better than risking the sharp teeth of the otter. But this shore must be approached with care. The bear seems busy with a freshly caught fish, and a salmon lies near. The chase ends as abruptly as it began. The grizzly has no hope of catching the wolf. He only wants to defend his claim to this territory. The wolf moves farther upstream, and the bear wades into his fishing grounds again as the salmon prepare to spawn. Defending territories from intruders, males bite savagely as females slap the gravel bottom with their tails, beating out nests. As they build their nests, the females drive off any fish that comes near. Finally, the salmon move onto the shallow depression in the stream bed, and spawning begins. The dorsal fin falls and rises as the eggs are laid. Falling among the rocks of the shallow nest, the eggs are held securely against the current. Now the male moves onto the nest and deposits the milt that will fertilize the eggs. For days, the cycle continues. Each pair moves slightly upstream to build another nest, the gravel washing downstream to cover the first. Again, the eggs are laid. The male moves in to deposit the milk. The spawning continues as new fish arrive and dig nests in the gravelly bottom. But the ordeal of the salmon's journey has drained life away. Battered and exhausted, spawning is their final act. Soon after, they die. In a few weeks, the run is over. All the salmon are dead. The grizzly fishes up the last few carcasses from a stream bed alive now with hundreds of thousands of salmon eggs. A chill wind blows down from the high country, bringing fall to the valley. And now the changing leaves echo the salmon's colors. The wolf has left the stream behind. Soon deep snow will cover the ground, and she will again hunt the great herd animals. The bear too moves out of the valley. His winter will be spent asleep in a snug den hidden on a hillside. Till then, he will feed on the wild blueberries, now covering the slopes. Next summer, he'll come back to this valley, when it's time once more for the return of the salmon.
Are you still trying to catch a fish? Many find a special sadness in the story of the sockeye because their reward for the arduous, perilous journey upstream seems only to be death. But by making their run, the salmon help assure their survival as a species. In the comparative protection of their freshwater birthplaces, the mortality rate of the defenseless young is fearful. Of 1,000 eggs laid, perhaps 10 fish will grow large enough to enter the ocean, and these will be offspring of only the strongest and fittest salmon, those that were able to complete the spawning journey. The reward for the salmon's run upstream is not death, but survival in the wild kingdom.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Like what you saw? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for more exclusive content. And visit our website at wildkingdom.com.